What up? It's your boy Dvrth back at it again with another video, and today we are here with Attack on Titan final season, episode 9. Last episode was last episode was absolutely fucking heartbreaking. Last episode was probably one of the hardest episodes of Attack on Titan for me personally. Just in the season, just in the season, bro. We lost one of the last bits of light and hope in the entire show. My girl Sasha, who is my favorite character in the show. I do have like I have a lot of characters that I like in the show. A lot of characters that are like my top 5. Like, and maybe Sasha wasn't like my number one, like, because there's a lot of characters that are like a lot like super interesting and things like that would probably make it to number 1. But if you ask me, like Armin, I love Armin. Armin might be my favorite character if I really thought about it. But if you ask me who is the character that you just want to live at the end, Sasha would be number 1. Armin, I can understand. If Armin died, I'd be like, that's real sad. That's real sad. But you know, it would have been sad. Don't get me wrong. It would have been sad, but I would have been like, yeah, that's what it is, bro. This show is just like that. You know, if Aaron died, you know, I would have been like, yeah, that's real sad. You know, I would have been hurt, everything, you know. But like Sasha, she was like that character where I was like, when all of this is over, I just hope that she can like sit down, chill out for a little bit, and just eat some food and just reminisce about how fucked up all this was. I just really wanted Sasha to you know, make it out of this. But with that being said, a little bit of recap, something that I wanted to talk about from the last episode. Well, there's a lot of things that I missed, but I rewatched these episodes like 1, 2, or 3 times after the reaction, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And there's something that's in Sasha's flashback that she says that really was kind of crazy. I was like, yo, wait a minute, why you say it like that? It was just kind of telling about the where the show is going. Where during Sasha's flashback, I think she said something like, "Oh, don't worry, it's okay, because after all this is done, we can go get more. We'll like herd more cattle and sheep." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." But then I was like, "What we talking about here?" Like, I knew what Sasha was talking about, but what was the show talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that Sasha was talking about like actual sheep, but the show, knowing this show, I kind of feel like the show wasn't talking about actual sheep. The show was talking about something different, and I was like, "Oh shit, bro! Did Sasha just like foretell the like where the Eldians are headed with this like revolt against Marley?" Shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure that my skadiddly is working. My skadiddly. Okay, it's working. But yeah, what she said was very foreboding. Even though it was a really sad moment that I got swept up in just like all the sadness. But what she said was really foreboding. I was like, oh shit, that's. Oh wow, I didn't expect that to come from Sasha. But. Anyway, that's enough talking. We're just going to get straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. You're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. My Instagram is Dvrth2h's, my Twitter's at NotDarth. You can DM me, you can add me, whichever one you want to do. I'll respond to it, make a video on it as soon as possible. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones. Make sure they're on. Them bitches is on, and let's just get into this. Yo, hello friends from Marley. No way. You sure you want to be rude to us? Can you see a Titan behind you? Oh shit. Drop your weapons. Let's go, Elena. And my nigga Oniyankopon. Yeah, let's get it. Friend of... Oh, she's not a friend. Oh, Sasha. Armin with the boa cut. In other words, vehicles allow them to attack enemies from the sky. Yeah, right. They don't even understand aerial. They're just like, what? That's crazy. What fear calling it a devil? Something completely different. Damn, a god. Holy shit. Elena. We shot our superiors. I like there's a fourth banner there. I can see the hesitation. He did turn all of Ragako into Titans. That's true. The world can be saved. Bullshit. I mean, you can't blame him. Telling the truth, I remember. You remember. So we're revealing this. We're revealing this, huh, Aaron? Alright. Dinah's son must have figured out a way to elude the vow of renouncing war. Did he? Truth. But if you have one of your Titans that says, yes, I literally know that that's how that works. I still understand, though. Damn. Yo, nigga, bitch ass nigga! Let's go! Let's go! Oh, shit! Yup! Yo, really? Levi with the grip, nigga? Let's go! What's up? Mixing full of unknowns. Why do you have dark skin? Let's go! Because our creator thought it's more interesting to... That's my nigga, bro! You subjects of your mirror are the same. We exist because we want... Who created us? The one who gave the power. Interesting! I love that! Some people... I love that we had that conversation. You don't like it, don't eat it. Sasha's true. Oh my god. As he's holding a gun. Fuck. Wonder, do we make the right choice? Fuck, dude. No, dude, let's not become... Whoa, no. Niccolo. We're like twins. It feels like half of me is gone. Fuck. Damn it. Oh! Oh. This is where it starts, man. Like, this is where it starts, man. Damn. Alright. So Levi's got some leverage. Can't let you do that. Yo, we really doing this, bro? Come on, man. We can't. Right. You're not. This is Annie? Yeah. Kind of figured that this was Annie that he was talking to. Way to win this to fight. Yep. There it goes. Oh, really? Come on. We can't end it like that, bro. I needed that. I needed that. I needed that. I needed a little bit more. God damn it. Oh, I was completely interested. Damn it. Ooh, jeez. Good lord, man. Good lord. Let me go back real quick. Good lord, man. I really oh, we needed this episode. We needed this episode. This was a lot of a transition episode for just kind of like the story, but mostly this just the setting of the story. But let's start off with where the episode started. Marley sending over their ship. I believe it was their first ship. I believe it was their first. Yeah, with Elena on it. It was the first ship with Elena and Oniyankopon on it, and to see that play out exactly how I imagined it to play out in my head, in which I never talked about because I was like, well, of course that's kind of how it worked out. In my mind, I was like, that's kind of how you would expect it to have worked out. So I'm not really all that worried about talking about that. That, you know, they would have sent over their ship, the first ship. Aaron would have intercepted the ship, or Armin, either one. Somebody would have intercepted the ship, and they would have, you know, they would have taken them hostage. But to see it play out that simply was like, oh shit, yeah, that's exactly what would happen. Yeah, they just took him hostage. Now, it would seem as though there's a bit of a, not a loophole, but a change in what they expected to happen and what I expected to happen, which is Elena. Elena seems to be the kind of like the wrench in everybody's plan, I guess you could put it like that. Elena being such a devout follower of Zeke and being like this double agent. Well, she even said she's not like a double agent. They're just people that got fucking tired of it. She said that their homes and everything were taken away from, and you know they're just people that got tired of fighting. Now there's more to it, but when it comes down to everything, that's just kind of what they are. However, they were the bridge that Paradise needed to understand what exactly was going on across the sea. Now that was shown with them telling them about, like, yeah, they have aerial attacks now, and they're like, aerial, what the fuck is that? You know, and that was something that I was thinking about last season, where I was like, where we saw Grisha's memories, and we saw how much it advanced the technology was when Grisha was a kid. The first thing I asked was like, if that was when Grisha was a kid, what exactly is the technology like when Grisha's like a 30-year-old father for the second time? You know, like, so it automatically was in my mind that, oh yeah, they've got to have some crazy shit now, or at least shit that the people on Paradise would not have even thought about, which is aerial attacks. Like for them to hear, yeah, we can just attack you from the sky, dude. Like, what? Never heard of something like that. They're like, what? The sky? We thought that y'all was just gonna, swim here, march up to us, and just start shooting. You mean to tell me that y'all are going to start attacking from the sky? And them asking, or Levi asking the really important questions, like, well, if y'all can do that, then why haven't y'all done it? They're like, well, the Titans, the Titans is basically their answer. The Titans, we don't want to deal with that. But for them to come over and see that they have basically wiped out all the Titans, there are no more Titans on Paradise, which is a crazy thing to think about, where we started from the first episode of the Titans being a constant fear and outside of the walls being like this danger zone. But now they can just freely build camps and shit outside the wall because, like, there are no more Titans on Paradise. And specifically, Elena is like, that's impressive, to the point like Elena looked like she was about to bust. Like, Elena was like, oh, y'all nasty. Okay. But it was definitely kind of eye-opening to, like, Elena's priorities, I guess you could say. That she kind of sees Titans in a more mystical light. That especially when she starts talking about Zeke and how she's like, y'all saw a Titan. I was like, yo, that's a god, bro. Like, that shit's crazy to me. I kind of want to go back and see exactly what she said about Zeke. Let me see this real quick. She said, a Titan that people of the world feared, calling it a devil. When she's talking about Zeke, she says, but I saw something completely different. She says, a god, one that gave hope to the powerless. So her, like, speaking of that, she's seeing, like, okay, she's seeing the I guess the connection of what Eldians are actually capable of. Instead of just being a devil, what if you use that shit to give the people power? I'm not 100% sure on what the specific affiliation of Elena, like, I'm not sure if she's a Marleyan or an Eldian. I think she's Eldian. I want to say I think she's Eldian. But if she is Eldian, that definitely makes more sense. That makes it to where, like, Elena is like this Eldian who has probably been indoctrinated and brainwashed to think that, like, yo, these are devils, you're shit, like, you're a piece of shit, these people are a piece of shit, you're all a piece of shit, like, your people are pieces of shit, like, and you're horrible people, like, the same way that these warriors in training have been indoctrinated. And when she goes over and she sees Zeke, who is that same piece of shit that they have been brainwashed to think about or to think of, and you see how much power, how much power that you have as an Eldian. Now, this is just going off of the assumption that she is Eldian, because I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if they said it or not yet, or if it's been implied, but I'm going off the assumption that she is Eldian. And we'll talk about if she is Marleyan, just for posterity. We'll talk about that too. But if she is Eldian, for her to see Zeke, who has so much power and who's capable of so much, because he is that devil that everybody talks about, that everybody's like, yeah, those dirty, like, like those dirty Eldians that are such horrible, disgusting devils, and she's like, no, I see it totally different, because now she's been through all that bullshit and she sees one of them. She's like, no, I kind of understand now. The amount of power that these Eldians, us as Eldians, like, hold. That's not a devil, that's a god. And it's the same thing that Rod Rice was talking about, where he was like, do you not understand what we call that? Someone so omnipotent, someone with so much power, that's called a god. And it's the direct contradiction of what the Marleyans think of Eldians, whereas the royalty, the higher ups over on Paradise, see it as godlyhood. The Titans are close to godliness in their eyes, but to the Marleyans it's like, no, you're the devil, you're not gods, you know, you're far from it. So, oh my god, I must fucking sneeze. Oh my god. Okay. Fucking dying. But you know, for them to have such a stark contrast of the understanding of what it means to be an Eldian, and they're very stark contrast. They're not like, nobody's seeing it just like, oh yeah, we're people. We're both just beings, you know. Maybe Eldians aren't exactly human, technically, but they are beings, you know, like they basically are just humans. And such a, like, nobody's actually looking at it that way. Like, you either look at it as, yeah, this is the devil, or on the other side you're like, no, this is God. What are you talking about? And that in itself is like a really interesting conversation, just to talk about whether the Eldian power makes you a devil or a god. And the answer is the same answer the same thing that we've been talking about the entire show. Once the show took a turn for the political, it's the same answer that we've always come to. It depends on whose eyes you're looking at it through. The Marleyans, yeah, what the fuck? These niggas, they're fucking devils, you know? Like, these are definitely devils. Like, you ain't even gotta tell me, you know, that's definitely a devil. And for Marleyans, especially the higher ups, the hierarchy in not Marleyans, the hierarchy in Paradise, you know, of course they would see such an omnipotent power as godliness. So Elena, just with that, is kind of becoming an interesting character. Now, after we get the whole the council of them talking about how Zeke, you know, is proposing a plan to save Eldians. Now, I still don't fully understand why Zeke would want to do this. I get that he's like a triple agent or whatever, but where does Zeke go from, let me rat out my parents who are restorationists, to now let me be a restorationist myself while killing the people, like being a double agent, killing the people that I should be restoring? Like where did those paths diverge? Like where did those paths diverge in Zeke's life, where he's like, yeah, I'm done with the whole Marley thing, time to bring the Eldian Empire back, you know? But specifically, Zeke says to save the world. Doesn't say bring back the Eldian Empire. He doesn't say anything like that. He doesn't say, you know, Hell Hydra. He says this is a plan to save the world. And I get the hesitation from Paradise's higher ups. I totally understand it. Zeke, last thing you ever heard about Zeke was that he killed 100 of your soldiers, including Erwin, who was the greatest thing that the army has ever seen. As far as you know, last thing you heard about Zeke was that he turned an entire city or entire village into Titans. So you haven't heard a lot of good about Zeke. You haven't heard any good about Zeke, to be honest. So why would they be so gung-ho about let's do it, let's work with Zeke, he's a great guy, they don't see him as a great guy. They don't have that foresight to see him as a great guy. However, you do have Aaron, who finally admits that he was like, no, Zeke is telling the truth. Like, I understand the hesitation, but take it from me, I know that Zeke is telling the truth because I have seen part of this plan in action before, like where I've accidentally enacted part of this plan. So I understand that Zeke is definitely telling the truth, and like he's down with the cause at this point. He's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Why not? And they're like, why didn't you tell us this? And rightfully so. He's like, well, I didn't want Historia to be in deep shit, because if I would, and it makes sense. It's very smart of Aaron, and it's almost like really it's like very unlike Aaron almost. I mean, it's not unlike Aaron. Aaron wouldn't, even old Aaron wouldn't have been, especially old Aaron wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, let's just use Historia to like become the great, to become a Titan, and then we'll become the greatest, just like that. I don't think old Aaron would have wanted that, and this new Aaron probably wouldn't want that either. So it's nice to hear that Aaron had that bit of humanity to be like, no, we're not doing that. Like we're not, I'm slowly losing my sanity, but I ain't lost it that much. Like, I ain't lost it that damn much. Now we gonna pump the brakes on trying to take advantage of Historia. So it's nice to see that he had that Aaron, even old Aaron, had that foresight. And it was good. It was a good call. I'll say that much. As much as they might be mad at him for not saying anything before, like, it's been 3 years, dude. Why have you not said it? Well, now it hasn't been 3 years. It's been some time, dude. Like, why we kind of need that information. But I respect that Aaron didn't say anything. I would not have taken that chance either. Like, I just seen, like, in my memories that shit could have went south if if you divulge that kind of information to any side, that shit can go south for the person in question. So the fact that Aaron had the foresight to be like, no, we're not talking about that just yet, until I need to play that card in order to be like, okay, no, I'm saying this now so we can understand that where I'm coming from is a place of, no, this is the right thing to do. I have my trump card in saying, no, we're doing this because I know that's true, and this is like that's his evidence. So very smart of Aaron to like hold off on that. Very smart of Aaron to hold off on that. So next we have the capture of the second fleet. It's pretty simple. Got their ass. But what I really want to talk about, is Oniyankopon. Oniyankopon is a real last name. Real last name. But I was interested in I was wondering if Attack on Titan would ever have this conversation. Not like on a yeah, I'm just glad that black people are in the show kind of thing, but like on a, this is actually a question that they would have, like, and it's a question that they need answered, where they're like, yo, Oniyankopon, why are you black? It sounds stupid, but it's like, yeah, why do you have darker skin? Like, we've never seen anything like that. Why? What is that? And Oniyankopon is not he's not Eldian. He's Marleyan. So it's not that. Why would, like, it doesn't make sense to them. Like, you're not, like, you're from the outside. Why do you have darker skin? And Oniyankopon's answer is so. First of all, this smug ass face from Oniyankopon is. He a nigga through and through, bro. I love it. He's a nigga through and through. You know what? I respect it. I completely respect it. 'Cause that's exactly how we would respond to that. That's exactly how we would respond to that. So let's go through this dialogue real quick because it's hilarious, bro. It's hilarious. And also what he says is actually like a really interesting thought to like existentially, like it's an interesting thought to have. Like, all right, so we got Sasha asking like, oh hey, by the way, why do you have dark skin on your phone? And first of all, everybody's like, the fuck, Sasha? Everyone's like, the fuck? And he says, because our creator thought it's more interesting with a mix of people, which is interesting in itself to say, because he says our creator. I also heard somebody, I don't know if somebody said this. I saw it somewhere that the name Oniyankopon is South African or West African or something like that, and it translates into creator or something to that effect. I believe it's West African, I think. I don't know. The point is that it's an interesting thing to think about, where he's like, it's more interesting for like our creator thought that it was more interesting to make a mix of people. And with that being said, it opens up a totally different conversation of your creator. As far as we know, we're created by the goddess Ymir. Who the fuck is your creator? Like, it's a fair question, right? It's a fair question. I'm gonna keep on playing this real quick. And they're totally dumbstruck. He says, you subjects of Ymir are the same. We exist because you subjects of Ymir are the same. We exist because we were wanted. So once again, opening up the conversation of, well, okay, understandable. He says, Armin asked and of course it's Armin who asked the question, who created us? Like, if we're subjects of Ymir, who created us? And he answers with, the one who gave the founder Ymir power, God. Now, this is an interesting thing to say for Onion. Once again, Oniyankopon is like really fucking interesting. Oniyankopon is like, I love Elena. I love these characters because like they're not just like, they didn't just like shoehorn in these characters for nothing. Elena being the tie of understanding godlyhood and devils, and Oniyankopon coming in and bringing in the question of who is God, and just that in general is a loaded question. It's a loaded question. But back to what I was saying, the one who gave the founder Ymir power, God. As far as the history is told, the devil of all earth is who gave Ymir the power. Oniyankopon seems to see this a different way. He sees it as, no, God gave you the power. Now, I'm not a very religious man at all, but it's a very interesting thought process, because now we're getting into religions and we're getting into like, I guess we're getting into some deep shit, with some very deep shit. He goes on to say, that's what some people believe. Aren't we free to think what we want? Once again, as far as the history that we know, is that the devil of all earth gave Ymir the power to turn to all turn into all Titans. Like she's the one that got the power of the Titans first. The devil of all Earth is the one who got the power first. And I don't want to talk about this theory because like I just don't want to. I feel like when I talk about this theory, it makes me sound stupid, and also when I talk about this theory, it kind of like it. We'll talk about it anyway. I've said this before in previous discussions, but my theory has always been the first question I ask is, who's the devil of all Earth? Because it's an interesting thing to say. They didn't say the devil gave you the power. They said the devil of all Earth gave you the power. Why would they word it like that? They never said it was God. They never said it was a demon. They said the devil of all Earth gave you the power. Gave Ymir the power. And that theory started to become even more plausible when in the ending of season 3, when the owl goes, whose memories are those? I'm like, excuse me? Watch it, which is why like that scene, the whole owl, whose memories are those scene is probably my favorite scene in the entire show. Like, I feel like people don't really respect that scene as much as they should, or at least look at that scene as much as they should, where the owl's like, I don't know whose memories those are, like, at all. Like, it's such a mic drop, but it also shows, it's also our first look into the whole time finagling shit, like the whole, like, seeing, like, the whole memories being passed from the future instead of the past, and you know, the whole, oh, it's all connected type shit. Like, it's not just linear, it's like it's a circle. It's not, the point is that it's not just linear. So going back to that, understanding that things, information, knowledge, and maybe if we get supernatural enough, people can be moved through space and time in some way, shape, or form. Now, let's go back to the whole devil of all Earth thing. With it being worded as the devil of all Earth, it automatically made me think it may just be a devil. It may just, whatever gave Ymir the power in the first place may just be a devil, but I don't think it started out as a devil. Whatever it is, I don't think it started out as a devil. And if you go back to when they told that story and they give the devil of all Earth this like really blanket, this blanket broad visual of what the devil of all Earth looks like, and it just looks like what anybody would draw the devil to look like. They don't make it look like very different at all. How the devil of all Earth is illustrated is very broad, meaning, to me at least, is that they don't really know what the fuck the devil of all Earth looks like. They just know that that's what it was. It was the devil of all Earth. They don't know what it looks like for real. For the illustration to be that broad, to be that like, yeah, it's just this red guy with horns. Like, that's such a broad understanding of what humans think the devil looks like. So that automatically tells me, once again, or at least it doubles down on my thought, yeah, the devil of all Earth might have been a devil. It might have been a monster. But I don't think it started out as a monster. Which led me down to a path of like theorizing again, like, okay, let's go with the whole, so what if I'm right? What if the devil of all Earth didn't start off as a monster? What did it start off as? And the answer is really simple. A human. Why else would it be called the devil of all Earth? It started out as a human. And the world and its circumstances, as somebody has pointed out before, pushed it towards being that. Who else has been called the devil specifically? I don't know. Just a guy that goes by the name of Aaron motherfucking Yeager. Which then again made me think, if Aaron is the one who currently has the founding Titan power, and I'm sure like at this point in the theory and explaining the theory, manga readers are like, yeah, this nigga is dumb as hell. Like, but I still have to think about this because it's in my mind at least, it's plausible. So I have to consider this because the writing in this show has not failed me yet. There has been no misses. So for this theory to be that crazy, yes, it would be crazy for this to play out, but I would not be surprised if this were the case. So the devil of all, let's go back to the devil of all Earth. Who has been like specifically called a devil? Eren Yeager. Yes, his people have been referred to as devils, but Eren has always been referred to as, at least in this season, as the devil. Like, they believe that Eren is the big boss. Whether Eren isn't, and he gets offed like somewhere towards the end of the season, it still goes to say that Eren has been posed as the devil. So if we look at where Eren is going, like the road, the path that Eren is going down right now, he's descending. He's descending very, very far. I think we all know that at this point. Sasha's dead. You know, it's not looking good for Eren's sanity. It's not that far-fetched of an idea, a theory, a guess for Eren to descend so low that he literally becomes a devil. Not a devil, fuck that. That he literally becomes the devil. Now, where does the whole devil of all Earth thing fit into this? That's where we bring in the whole time shenanigans thing again. The supernatural aspect of Attack on Titan that we don't talk about a lot because the show is so good, the writing is so good. You don't think about, oh yeah, there's a really big supernatural aspect of this show that we don't really talk about. And I talked about it in I think it was the last. No, it wasn't. Was it the last episode? Or was the episode before that? Where I talked about like where I thought that Attack on Titan was going, and I said supernatural. It has to go as supernatural as possible because this show has not missed yet. And where do you go after you've set up tragedy in paradise, war in Marley, and now everything's come together? It's not going to end in paradise. What else did we say in that last discussion? There's a fucking glowing tree. There is no glowing trees anywhere on this earth. We would hear about that. Somebody would have said something about a glowing tree if there was actually a glowing tree somewhere on Earth. So if it's not on Earth, it's not on Earth. Where else could it be if it's not on Earth? We haven't gone intergalactic in this show. But you know where we could go? Interdimensional. In a way, I guess you could say, with the whole time shenanigans thing, we could definitely go somewhat interdimensional. So what if we did go like interdimensional, like I said in the last episode, Titan dimension type shit? Would it be so much of a stretch if we made first contact with the first Ymir, would it be so much of a stretch if that happened? I don't think so. Who else do we have to introduce to this story in order for it to end? You would think that it's Falco. Like, Falco is the bridge between both worlds. You know, okay, makes sense. I love Falco for being that. But it has been nagging at me so much, especially I have watched that ED so fucking much, and it's mostly because that song's a fucking slapper, and the ED, I like the imagery of the ED, but I have watched that ED so fucking much, and at the very end of the ED, the glowing tree like pops up, and there's a girl in front of it. At first, for a while, I thought it was Falco. I was like, oh, what is he doing in front of that? But it still stood like, why is there a glowing tree? Like, and I was like, no, Falco wouldn't be in front of some glowing fucking tree. I was like, oh, it's a girl. I don't know any other girl that we could introduce to the story other than, and wait for it, Ymir. Not our Ymir. Not our goddess Ymir, but the first Ymir. Now, once again, as far as we know, in the history of the Eldians or whatever, Ymir is portrayed to be this huge, like, mammoth titan lady. But remember, Ymir is a titan. We have seen in these illustrations, we have seen Ymir's titan form. Once again, manga readers are probably like, nah, this nigga's stupid, bro. He looking like a goof. But just hold on. Just hold on. We have seen Ymir in titan form. I don't think we've actually seen Ymir in like human form when she comes out of the titan. Because I would assume that if I would, and I mean, like, once again, at this point, I might be totally wrong, but I would assume if Titan Shifter, Ymir was the first Titan Shifter, correct? She has to be, right? I don't think Ymir was like literally just a Titan, and she was like a Titan forever. She might have been, but Ymir originally had a human form, right? And then she was able to become a Titan. So Ymir was technically the first Titan shifter, meaning that Ymir could come out of that Titan if she wanted to. I would assume so, at least. I'm not sure if like during eugenics or whatever, that's when they made the Titan shifters. That might be something too. They might have just, the Titan shifters may have just been made during eugenics or whatever. But they do say that at the end of Ymir's tenure as a Titan, the 13 years, her powers were spread into nine Titans. But the point I'm trying to make is that Ymir probably could come out of that Titan. The point is that I don't think Ymir looks like that. Like, once again, the same way that the Devil of All Earth is like such a broad illustration where it's like, oh yeah, that's what he looks like, he's a devil or whatever. Ymir is pretty much the same way. You see a Titan goddess looking thing in such a broad understanding of what people would think that Ymir would look like, it almost makes you think that's not what she looks like. You've never seen Ymir's like actual human form. I don't know what her human form is or could be. I mean, it's probably just, a regular girl, but that's just it. In the ED, I don't see a fucking woman in there. I don't see a woman in front of that tree. I see a girl. There's a difference. I'm pretty sure if it was a woman, like a full-grown woman, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? This girl, this silhouette of this girl looks like 7, 10 maybe at most. It looks like a kid. I don't know what that means, but like it looks like a kid. Like, my point is that that's just it. And we just went on like a whole tangent just off of Oniyankopon saying people are allowed to believe what they want. But that's kind of like what I'm rounding it all up to, back to what Oniyankopon said. That's what some people believe. Aren't we free to think what we want? Everything that we just talked about for however long that tangent was people exercising their freedom to think whatever they wanted of the devil of all earth, of Ymir, of the devils of paradise, of the story, of their god, of their devils. It's just people thinking exactly what they want because they have the freedom to. And it's because of that specific reason that we have to look at it and go, so we can't look at what we've been shown and we can't take it for face value. So, to just kind of lay it all out, what my theory would be, because I don't think I've actually like got into it. I think I've just been rambling. I would assume that Aaron at some point descends so fucking low that he becomes the devil of all earth. Now, how they get into this whole like interdimensional shit, I don't fucking know. I don't know. How we make first contact with Ymir, I don't know. But somehow we make first contact with Ymir. Because like I said, there's no other place for this story to go except for supernatural. So the only way we do this is if we make first contact with Ymir. And somehow, even though I know Aaron has to die at the end of this, right? He has to. Aaron doesn't live. If you think that Aaron lives at the end of this, I need your optimism. The world needs your optimism if you think that Aaron lives at the end of this. But Aaron or somebody makes first contact with Ymir. Don't know how, don't know when. I couldn't tell you. I'm not smart enough to be in the mind of Isayama at that point. But they make first contact, and Aaron or whoever at this point, I'm guessing, would have all the Titans, decides that Ymir should be the one to inherit it, or Ymir somehow inherits it anyway. I don't know how. I just know that it comes down to that. It comes down to whoever has all 9 Titans and has fallen so low to have become a devil, coming into contact with Ymir, and Ymir somehow gaining those powers again. The only problem with that is that it creates the cycle again. And that's where I'm just like not smart enough to understand where it goes off of that. All I know is that it goes there. It has to go there, right? Like it makes the most, at least in my head. I might just be stupid. In my head, it makes the most sense for it to go there. But after that, I don't know. I genuinely just don't know. But yeah, Oniyankopon, fantastic character. Love that guy. But that's kind of like the end of that scene or whatever. It kind of just cuts off from there, and like that just makes it even more foreboding for like to believe like Oniyankopon to say that, and you're like, oh shit, what? But next, we'll talk about what Armin is like seeing, because like at this point they're working together but like you can see like they're working together to like create different things. Like they're advancing because Marleyans and these Eldian devils are working together, and it kind of just shows you like, even I think Armin's like, this is what Armin's trying to say without saying at this point, like it's crazy because he's like, it's crazy because if we just work together, like what I'm seeing right now is that if we just talk to each other, we work together, we just stop killing each other, the shit that we could accomplish is ridiculous. And it's something that like people in the world that we live in talk about all the time, where they're like, imagine how far the world would have come if like racism never existed. And that's an interesting concept. Like, imagine how far technologically, medicinally, I don't know what else we could have accomplished if the world didn't waste time with racism. It's the same thing with this show, with Armin saying, like, if we stopped killing each other, dear God, the things that we could accomplish would be ridiculous. And like, that's why in this scene they look so fucking dumbfounded. They're like, holy shit, oh my God, I would have never known. Like, and it continues on with Armin like speaking to Eren about like, yeah, I feel like we should just stop fighting. But Eren is like, what Eren explains to Armin is like, yeah, that would be nice, but we don't have fucking time, Armin. Like, and they both have valid points. Armin's like, yo, if we just stopped fighting, we'd be cool. But Eren's like, yeah, Armin, you're right. You're definitely right. If we did just convert every Marleyan and everybody else in the world, we would stop fighting. But how many people are out there, Armin? How many people are out there? A lot. How much time do we have, Armin? Like 3 years, man. 3 years is not enough to convert the entire world. And the way that Eren's thing is like, we have to be the ones to do it, because he doesn't trust other people to do it. It's him. It has to be him. It has to be the people that are here right now have to be the ones to do it. So we don't have time, Armin. That'd be nice, yeah, but we just don't have time for that. And I can understand it. I can understand it. Where he's like, you know, Zeke doesn't have a lot of time. He has like less than 3 years left. Love to do it, don't have time. And he says all this while like holding a gun and like doing target practice, which is like, I mean, make of that what you will, but it's kind of crazy. And you know, you get the whole transition to Sasha getting shot, you know, just horrible shit. Horrible. And you know, Armin's talking about, I wonder, did we make the right choice? It's a valid question. Did we make the right choice to choose violence? Because now he's thinking all the lives that were lost, his friends that were killed. And anybody would ask themselves, did we make the right choice? Was it worth it? Should we have just tried to talk to them? As crazy as that may seem, should we have tried to talk to them? Don't have the answer. You know, you would think so. Yeah, it may have been better to talk to them, but would they have listened? Is this all that was killing the only option that we had? Was violence the only option that we had? That's the question that the entire show poses. Is violence the only option that we had? And one of the scenes that we really like to talk about, because I talked about at the beginning of the show, of how Sasha in the last episode was like, yeah, don't worry, once we restore our people and all this other stuff, we'll raise cattle and sheep. And I was like, Sasha, interesting words, Sasha. Why would you say that? Why would you say it like that? Now, like I said, I'm sure that Sasha didn't mean it like that, but the show sure as hell meant it like that. Like, yeah, once we win, we'll just make more sheep. We'll start herding more sheep and cattle, aka Marleyans, people in general. We'll you know, and it's funny because like in the scene with the one guy, the military police guy, he's like beating the shit out of Nicolo. He's He's like, nah, bro, your people suck and you killed us and fuck you, so you're gonna get treated like shit. And that's exactly what the fuck the Marleyans were doing on the other side of the sea. So Sasha was right. Yeah, once we win, we'll just start herding more sheep. It just won't actually be sheep. Or at least it won't just be sheep. It'll be a different kind. They'll go by Marleyans. And seeing this military police beat the shit out of Nicolo, you're like, holy shit, that's exactly where we're going. We're literally just becoming the monsters that we swore to fight. It just doubles down, triples down, really quadruple down on what the show has constantly been telling us from the beginning. Even when Armin had the bowl cut and he was like, what do I have to give up in order to win this fight? And every time Armin was like, a little bit of my humanity. Every time Armin gave up a little bit of his humanity, his life, in order to win a fight. And everybody else did too. Only Armin was the personification of what everybody else was going through. And then once we get to this part of the story, you see how far we've fallen, how low we've gotten with our own enemy, and acting exactly like that. We took them hostage, and once they're roaming around our city, we treat them like shit because, yeah, a while ago you guys fucked us up, so now we're gonna fuck you up. Like, we're gonna treat you like shit now. What happens when those Marleyans that you just let into your city start having kids? You now have a city of Marleyans. Like, you have a village or a small city of Marleyans roaming around, being treated like shit the same way that they treated your people like shit on the other side of the sea. You get exactly what Aaron said. We're the same. Across that sea, inside those walls, we are the same people. Aaron didn't just mean that off some like, yeah, we're nice people too. No. Everybody's been saying it. Aaron, yeah, we're the same. There's some jerks there. There's some good people. But we're all the same, just monsters. Even Magath said it. He was like, there's no doubt that Eldians are the spawn of the devil, but so are we. And everybody's been saying the same thing, that we are literally the same. And seeing with this scene of Nicolo getting his ass beat, like, yeah, it basically shows you, yeah, that's where we're headed. I hope that you got a good look at whatever was going on over at Marley, because that's exactly what we're about to become. And you know, we get into just Nicolo grieving Sasha's death, everybody grieving Sasha's death, and it hurts, man. It really does hurt, you know, because like I could see that Nicolo was building a liking to Sasha, you know. I don't know what kind, but you know, the point is that Nicolo definitely felt something for Sasha. Nicolo, who's a Marleyan. And I think Nicolo's a Marleyan. I think he is. Yeah, he is. I think. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong though. You know, it's everybody's sad, bro. Everybody's just hurt. You know, Connie's like, you know, that was my twin, bro, and that's exactly what it was, bro. Like, Connie and Sasha were like, it's inseparable since the beginning, bro. They were, that was the team. I think another thing that people probably like overlooked, Mikasa and Sasha were actually really good friends, which is why you see Mikasa constantly at Sasha's grave. It doesn't seem like it, but if you really look, like if you go back, you start the season, the series again, Mikasa and Sasha actually got along really well. It didn't seem like it, but they got along really well. They were really good friends. Mikasa may not have been, may not have been Sasha's best friend ever, and Sasha may not have been Mikasa's best friend ever. I wouldn't be surprised if she was, but they did get along really well. They were really good friends, and for Mikasa to lose that really good friend, it hurts her too. And it was just really sad to see Mikasa's Mikasa lose a friend like that. We also get Sasha's dad, who, by the way, I would like to say, while we do get to see Sasha's dad, and who I believe may be Sasha's mom, or somebody who Sasha's dad married after, after some time, who really was brought to my attention when Sasha's dad turned up, was the little girl she came with. That's who really hurt me, right? And I might be totally wrong in believing this, but I think if I'm looking at this correctly, it's a blonde girl with blue eyes. I think she's a little bit older, so you may not exactly know from first glance, but I think that's the little girl that Sasha saved in episode 2 of season 2. I'm guessing that Sasha's dad adopted her, or something to that effect. I don't know, because last we checked, her mom was bodied, dirted, and I believe her mom's legs don't work or whatever, so I'm sure that her mom's dead. But we see the little girl who has come to still remember Sasha. I don't know if it is the actual little girl that Sasha saved, but I'm gonna assume so, because she looks like it, and she seems to be around the right age for it to be right now. Just seeing that little girl still remembers what Sasha did for her, coming back to see Sasha in her, at her grave, which is why I said before, Sasha was the last bit of hope that we had, the very last bit of hope that we had. And now that a commenter in the last video made a good point, now that Sasha's dead, that almost signifies how dark this show's about to get. For Sasha to be the last bit of light that the show had, and for her to be dead, this show is about to get super dark. Now, the last thing that I would like to talk about, because this has been last couple things I like to just kind of shoot off. First, we have Titan Serum. We have Titan Serum now. We technically can make some Titan. We can do some crazy shit with this. I don't know what, but we could technically save somebody, create a Titan. That gives us the ability to pass on powers now. At least a little bit. We now have the ability to pass on Titan powers. So that kind of, make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. The point is that now we have the power to create Titans. Our options have vastly broadened. The horizon of options that we have are so broad now. We are slowly gaining a lot of power here. Another thing is the fact that they still don't trust Elena or Oniyankopon. That sucks, and that kind of just doubles down on the whole, damn, we really are just shit, we might be headed towards the same fate as the Marleyans. Really? Because even Elena's come on, we did good things for you, and we're at gunpoint, really? But Elena seems to like understand. She's like, I get it, you know. There's that. And then finally we have Armin speaking to Annie, kind of venting to Annie. And it's kind of interesting to see him vent to Annie as he has Berthold's memories. Now, granted, I think it's good to remember that they have that when you eat a Titan shifter, you get their memories, not specifically their knowledge. You do, but let me explain. Like, you get the memories of that. Now, what you do with those memories is up to you. You don't get their knowledge. You're not, and it's not the founding Titan thing where you get like you become that person. So whatever Armin has been seeing, whatever memories Armin has got from Berthold, what he's saying right now is totally Armin. It's completely Armin. It's Armin, you know, looking at this from an Armin perspective. It's not Berthold possessing Armin or anything. It's just Armin. So for him to be in front of Annie, speaking to Annie and being like, you know, I just don't see why we have to fight. You know, he's just speaking a lot like Berthold. It shows that he's kind of sympathizing, almost like really sympathizing with Berthold. Like he is like, he sees what Berthold had to go through. He's like, I know that you have to understand more than anybody, Annie. Like what we've done, what we've had to do. And he's like pleading, like, please just say something so I can like justify it, or like I can have some type of closure towards it. It's just really sad to see, because like I know that, like we said, Armin has racked up, I think, the highest body count so far. Armin has literally racked up the highest body count so far amongst the squad. So in Armin being Armin, I'm sure it hurts him a lot. So him being in front of Annie, like just pleading, like, please just say something, man, so I can understand a little bit better. It's just really sad for Armin. I just feel really bad for Armin and what he has to go through here. But I think that's pretty much it. You know, we ended off on Eren with his basically his catchphrase, which is fight. The only way to win is to fight. And I'm guessing for the rest of this show, we're about to see if Eren is right or not. Is the only way to win to fight. So, with all of that, you know, with that huge discussion, we've been talking for forever, out the way, I'm gonna go ahead and just end it on that. It's the only way to win to fight. And I think Eren's gonna try his damnedest to do so. So, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. My Instagram is Dvrth, my Twitter is @NotDarth. You can DM me, you can add me, whichever one you want to do, or respond to it, make a video on it as soon as possible. With all that being said, I'm gonna get my off button ready. Oh shit. Y'all stay amazing. My off button. Stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.